Okay, so hopefully by now you've gotten a little feedback on whether or not you know how to solve a 3 by 3 system of equations. You may or may not need some more practice on that, which is fine. Yesterday, somebody in class asked a question, is there an easier way to do this? And at the time, I told you no, there wasn't. However, that was a small lie. There is an easier way to do it. I didn't want to tell you about it yesterday because I wanted you to practice doing it the long way so that you will appreciate the shortcut. So I'm going to show you how to solve a 3 by 3 system using your TI calculator. What I need you to do is take out your calculator if it's not already out and go ahead and copy down this first example here, and we're going to walk through how to solve that on a TI. You can pause the video here while everybody copies down the problem and gets out their calculator. Okay, so your calculator's out, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the concept of a matrix, which we've learned about already, a matrix to solve these 3 by 3 system of equations. What we're going to do is we're going to create three matrices. One of them is going to be a matrix simply of variables. What we're going to do is we're going to take the coefficients of our equation. In this case, it's a -6, a 5, and a 2. And we're going to represent that as our first row of our matrix. Then we take the second row of coefficients. In this case, it's a -2, a 1, and a 4. And then we take the third row of coefficients, a 4, a -5, and a 5. And we're going to let this represent matrix A. That's going to be matrix A. We're going to multiply that matrix times variables x, y, and z. And the resulting matrix, which we're going to call matrix B, is going to be our solutions here. In this case, it's a -11, -9, and -4. That's the setup. Okay, so we're going to use our calculators to go ahead and input these matrices in. So if you hit second and then the x to the -1 button, there's your matrix. We're going to go over and edit our matrix A. We're going to call it a 3 by 3 matrix. And we're going to go ahead and put in those numbers. So the number was a -6, a 5, 2, -2. Make sure you're using the negative button, not the minus button. -2, 1, 4, 4, -5, and 5. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and let's go back to our matrix screen, second x to the -1. We're going to go down to matrix B, and we're going to edit matrix B. This is going to be a 3 by 1. And so these are the solutions. In this case, it's -11, -9, and -4. So there's our B matrix. Okay, now we got this stuff entered into the computer. And how do we actually find the solution? Well, it's as simple as this. Basically, what we have is we have matrix A times some variable matrix. We're just going to call it X for now, equals matrix B. So to solve for this variable matrix, it only makes sense I would divide by matrix A. In the world of matrices, there is no division. So what we have to do is multiply by the inverse. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the inverse of A times matrix B. And when we do that, that's going to give us our solution. All right, so if we go back over to our calculator, let's see what this looks like on the calculator. So we got our matrix A and matrix B inserted. Go back to your home screen. You're going to call up matrix A. So hit second matrix, call up matrix A. We're going to raise it to the -1 power. So we're going to use this little x to the -1 button. That raises it to the -1 power. and then we're going to multiply it by second matrix. We'll say matrix B. And when we do that, we get our 4, 3, negative 1. That's our x, y, z. That's this matrix right here. So x, y, z is equal to 4, 3, negative 1. In the world of algebra, when you go to write your answer, you're just going to write it as a triplet. Here, 4, 3, negative 1. And that's your solution. Okay, now I'm going to have you guys try this on your own. Let's see how you do. So here's a second example. Again, pause the tape. You guys can jot down this example. Go ahead and put it into your calculator. Come up with an answer, and then play the video again, and I'll tell you what the answer is. Okay, hopefully you've had some time to work it out. The answer is negative 2, 4, and negative 3. That's your x, y, z. And that is how you solve a 3x3 system using your graphing calculator.